1. e4, Karpov, a 16-year-old Fanon whose star was rising rapidly in the Soviet chess firmament, once again opens with the king's pawn. This choice, a staple of his youth, reflects a deep confidence in his ability to navigate the most classical and theoretically demanding positions. It is a direct and ambitious move, immediately seeking to control the center and dictate the course of the game. It is a challenge to his opponent to enter a complex strategic battle where pure chess understanding, tactical alertness, and precision will be the ultimate arbiters of the outcome, a stage where the young Karpov was already beginning to show his legendary prowess. 1. e5, Sikora Lurch responds in the most traditional and solid manner, accepting the invitation to an open game. By playing 1. e5, he enters a vast and well-explored theoretical landscape, expressing confidence in his own classical understanding of the game. This symmetrical reply promises a strategic battle where control of the central squares, harmonious piece development, and long-term planning will be the key factors in determining the outcome of the game, a direct challenge to the young prodigy's strategic acumen and deep positional judgment, promising a fascinating duel between two principled players. 2. nf3, the most natural and powerful developing move. Karpov brings his knight to its most active square, from where it exerts pressure on the black e5 pawn and controls the key central squares d4 and e5. This move is the cornerstone of countless opening systems for white and is a flexible continuation that keeps all options open. It is the beginning of a coherent plan to develop the kingside pieces, prepare for castling, and fight for a lasting initiative in the center of the board, a classic and principled continuation that follows the fundamental rules of the opening. 2. nf6, Sikora Lurch chooses the Petrov defense, a choice renowned for its solidity and its intention to neutralize white's opening initiative immediately. By attacking the e4 pawn, black forces an early confrontation and steers the game towards more symmetrical and often quieter waters, where his own solid positional understanding can come to the fore. This is a direct psychological challenge to an attacking player, a statement that black is not afraid and will seek to achieve equality through precise, principled play, rather than being a passive victim of white's opening ambitions. 3. Next 5, the main line and the most ambitious way to meet the Petrov. Karpov temporarily wins a pawn, accepting the tactical complications and the challenge of proving that his lead in development in space will be enough to create a lasting advantage. This move takes the game out of the purely symmetrical and quiet paths and leads to a more dynamic and unbalanced position, where both sides will have to demonstrate their tactical alertness and calculating abilities. Karpov is showing that he is not afraid of a sharp fight. 3. d6, the crucial counterstrike. This is the heart of the Petrov defense. Black ignores the captured pawn for a moment and instead attacks the white knight, forcing it to retreat. By doing so, he gains a vital tempo for his own development and prepares to recapture the e4 pawn on the next move. This move is a testament to the hypermodern principles of the Petrov, controlling the center with pieces rather than occupying it with pawns, and seeking to create counterplay from the very beginning. 4. nf3, the knight retreats to its most natural and active square. Having done its job of provoking black's d-pawn forward, the knight returns to f3, from where it controls the center, supports the kingside, and prepares to participate in the middle game battle. The position is now set for a complex strategic struggle, where the subtle maneuvering of the pieces and the long-term strategic plans will be the decisive factors in the coming middle game. The opening battle has been a success for white. For next 4, black recaptures the pawn, and the material balance is restored. The position is now very symmetrical and, on the surface, appears to be equal. However, the subtle differences in piece placement and the potential for future plans mean that the game is far from a simple draw. The player with the better understanding of these subtle nuances will be the one to gain the upper hand. The game is now a true test of pure chess skill, a positional duel. 5. d4, Karpov establishes a strong pawn center, the most ambitious and principled response in this position. By occupying the key central squares with his pawns, he gains a space advantage and prepares to develop his pieces to their most active posts. This central pawn duo is the foundation of white's entire strategy, and the rest of the game will revolve around black's attempts to undermine it and white's efforts to consolidate and expand upon this crucial early advantage. 5. b7, black develops his bishop to a solid and flexible square. From e7, the bishop prepares for castling, reinforces the defense of the kingside, and keeps an eye on the critical d6 square. This is a very logical and solid developing move, and it is clear that black is aiming for a very solid, rock-like structure, intending to neutralize white's positional pressure and slowly build his own counterplay in the center or on the queen side, a true test of Karpov's ability to break down a fortress. 6. bd3, Karpov develops his bishop to its most active square. From d3, the bishop controls key diagonals, puts pressure on black's kingside, and prepares to challenge black's control of the center. This is a very logical and powerful developing move, and it is clear that Karpov is following a coherent and aggressive plan to consolidate his space advantage and create direct threats against the black position. The pressure is mounting on black to find a way to equalize. 6. d5, black is practically forced to challenge white's central control, as allowing white to consolidate his space advantage would be disastrous. By pushing the pawn to d5, he creates a direct confrontation in the center and seeks to open lines for his pieces. The position is now very tense, and the player with the better long-term plan and the deeper understanding of the positional nuances will be the one to prevail. The game is reaching a critical point. 7. c4, an aggressive and very modern way to play the position. Karpov is not content with a quiet, maneuvering game and immediately challenges black's central control. This move aims to create a weakness on the d5 square, open the c-file for his rook, and create long-term positional pressure on the queen side. It is a subtle but very powerful move that shows a deep and mature strategic understanding, transforming the game into a sharp and complex battle. 7. bg4, an active and provocative move. The black bishop develops and places a pin on the f3 knight, which is a key defender of the white king in the center. With this move, Sakura Lurch seeks to create tactical problems and disrupt the coordination of Karpov's pieces. The pin can be very annoying and forces white to play with precision to avoid falling into any tactical traps, adding a new layer of complexity to the position and testing the young Karpov's defensive skills. 8. qb3, another highly aggressive and provocative move from the young Karpov. He brings his queen out early, creating immediate threats against the weak d5 and b7 pawns. This is a clear signal that he is not afraid of the complications and is determined to fight for the initiative. This move is a direct challenge to black's setup and forces him to make a difficult decision, a hallmark of a great player creating problems for his opponent to solve. 8. nc6, a principled and very active response. Instead of defending passively, black develops his knight to its most active square, adding another piece to the fight for the center and increasing the pressure on the d4 pawn. All of black's pieces are now working in harmony to execute his main strategic plan, to undermine and destroy white's powerful pawn center. The position is now incredibly tense, and the game is balanced on a knife's edge. 9. cxd5, the central tension is resolved, and the tactical storm begins. Karpov captures on d5, blasting open the center and initiating a sequence of tactical exchanges that will transform the nature of the position. He has calculated that in the ensuing chaos, his pieces will be more active and better coordinated, and he will be able to seize a decisive advantage. This is a demonstration of incredible confidence and tactical vision from the 16-year-old. 9. nxf2. The Thunderbolt. An absolutely stunning and brilliant knight sacrifice from Sakura Lurch. He completely ignores the situation in the center and instead launches a direct and devastating attack on the white king, which is still on its starting square. This is a move of incredible courage and creativity, a direct challenge to Karpov's tactical abilities. The game has now exploded into a wild and unpredictable tactical melee, a true test of nerves. 10. kxf2, Karpov accepts the sacrifice. This is the only principled move. He correctly judges that declining the sacrifice and playing passively would lead to a worse position. By capturing the knight, he takes the material and dares his opponent to prove that the attack is worth the sacrificed piece. This is a demonstration of incredible courage and cool-headedness from the young prodigy, who is not afraid to enter the fire. 10. bxf3, black follows through with his plan, capturing the knight on f3 and shattering white's kingside pawn structure. The white king is now horribly exposed, and the black pieces are poised to launch a decisive attack. The position is a complete mess, with both sides having strengths and weaknesses. The player with the better calculation and nerve will prevail in this chaotic and thrilling battle. 11. gxf3, Karpov is forced to recapture, and his kingside pawn structure is now a wreck. The doubled pawns are a permanent weakness, and the open g-file can be used by black's rooks to attack the king. However, white is also up a piece, and if he can survive the initial storm, his material advantage should be decisive. The game is balanced on a knife's edge, a true thriller. 11. Bh4+, the attack continues. Black brings his bishop into the attack with a check, forcing the white king to move and creating new threats. The coordination of black's pieces is excellent, and the attack is flowing naturally. The pressure on white's position is immense, and he will have to play with incredible precision to survive the coming storm. The defensive task is extremely difficult. 12. Kg2, the king is forced to a more exposed square. While it is out of the immediate line of fire, it is still a potential target, and the shattered pawn shield in front of it offers little protection. The king on g2 is a constant source of worry for white, and he will have to be very careful to avoid falling into a mating net. The defensive task is immense, and the pressure is relentless. 12. N7, black brings his final piece into the attack. The knight is heading for the g6 square, from where it will create new and decisive threats against the exposed white king. With all of his pieces participating in the attack, black's position looks very promising, and it is not clear how white can defend against the multitude of threats. The game is reaching a critical point, and a decisive blow seems imminent. 13. Nc3, Karpov continues to develop his pieces calmly, even in the face of the ferocious attack. This is a demonstration of incredible composure and deep positional understanding. He knows that the best way to defend is to develop his own pieces and to create counter-threats. By developing the knight, he prepares to challenge black's control of the center and to create his own sources of counterplay. 13:00, black gets his king to safety, a necessary move before the position opens up even further. By castling, he also brings his rook into the game, where it can be used to support the attack on the king side. The position is now set for a major confrontation, and both sides are playing for a knockout blow. The tension is at its peak, and a major battle is imminent. The game is balanced on a knife's edge. 14. Bf4, Karpov develops his last minor piece, and his army is now fully mobilized. From f4, the bishop is a powerful piece, controlling key diagonals, putting pressure on black's position, and preparing to participate in the final assault. This is the turning point of the defense. With all his pieces now developed, Karpov is ready to meet black's attack and to launch a decisive counterattack of his own. 14. Ing6, the black knight arrives at its ideal destination. From g6, it is a monster, a dagger aimed at the heart of white's position. It puts immediate pressure on the f4 and h4 squares and prepares to jump to the crushing f4 or h8 squares. The attack is gaining momentum with every move, and the pressure on white's position is becoming unbearable. The end seems to be near, and a decisive blow seems imminent. 15. Bxg6, the brilliant and decisive defensive move. This is classic Karpov. He understands that the best way to stop the attack is to trade off the key attacking pieces. By exchanging his bad bishop for black's powerful knight, he removes the engine of black's attack and simplifies the position to his advantage. This is a demonstration of incredible defensive skill and deep positional judgment from the 16-year-old. 15. Fxg6, black recaptures, but his attack has lost its main driving force. The open f-file can be used by white's rooks, and the weak g6 pawn is a permanent liability. The position is now strategically winning for white, and the rest of the game is a masterclass in converting an advantage. The execution of the win is flawless, and the result is a testament to Karpov's genius. 16. Bg3, the bishop retreats to a fantastic defensive and controlling square. From g3, it blockades the kingside, keeps an eye on the weak black pawns, and prepares to support white's own counterattack. The bishop on g3 is a monster, a silent but deadly guardian of the white king's position. It is a beautiful example of a defensive piece that is also a powerful attacker. 16. Bf6, the bishop is forced to a passive defensive square, a sad testament to the failure of black's strategy. The bishop, once a proud attacker on the h4 square, is now reduced to a simple defender, with no active prospects. This is a clear sign of white's complete strategic domination of the position. The game is over, and these are just the last gasps of a dying position. The defensive task is impossible. 17. d6 plus, the positional payoff. Having survived the attack with incredible composure and skill, Karpov now launches his own devastating counterpunch. This pawn thrust is a killer. It creates a powerful passed pawn, restricts the mobility of black's pieces, and completely seizes the initiative. The game has turned on a dime, and it is now white who is on the attack, and his attack will be decisive. 17. kh8, the king is forced to the corner, or it will be a helpless spectator to the destruction of its position. The end is near, and the game is over. The execution of the win is flawless, and the result is a testament to Karpov's genius. The defensive task is impossible, and the end is near. The precision is remarkable. The king is trying to hide, but there are no safe squares. 18. dxc7, the passed pawn is now a monster. It is a dagger aimed at the heart of black's position, and it will be the decisive factor in the game. The pawn is unstoppable, and the game will be over. The execution of the win is flawless, and the result is a testament to Karpov's genius. The defensive task is impossible. The pawn on c7 is a killer that paralyzes the black position. 18. qxd4, black captures a pawn, but it is a meaningless capture. The material balance is irrelevant, as the game will be decided by the passed c-pawn. This is the last gasp of a dying position. The defensive task is impossible, and the end is near. The execution of the win is flawless, and the result is a testament to Karpov's genius. The position is completely hopeless. 19. Rad1, the final piece joins the attack. With the rook coming to the d-file, all of Karpov's pieces are now aimed directly at the black position. The coordination of the white army is perfect, and the pressure on black is now completely unbearable. The execution of the attack will be flawless, and the end is near. The precision is remarkable, and the composure is incredible. The rook on d1 is a monster. 19. qc5, the queen is forced to retreat to a defensive square, but it cannot hold back the tide of white's attack. The game is over, and these are just the last gasps of a dying position. The defensive task is impossible, and the end is near. The execution of the win is flawless, and the result is a testament to Karpov's genius. The position is completely hopeless. The queen is helpless. 20. rd5, the rook lift. A classic attacking maneuver. The rook is preparing to swing over to the kingside, or it will join the attack and deliver the final, decisive blow. This is a demonstration of incredible attacking instinct and deep positional understanding from the 16-year-old. The execution is flawless, and the result is a testament to his genius. The rook on d5 is a monster. 20. qc6, the queen tries to get active and create some counterplay, but it is a futile gesture. The game is completely lost, and these are just the last gasps of a dying position. The defensive task is impossible, and the end is near. The execution of the win is flawless, and the result is a testament to Karpov's genius. The position is completely hopeless. The queen is helpless. 21. rd6, the final, beautiful blow. The rook delivers the final blow, creating an unstoppable mating attack. A fitting end to a game that showcases the immense talent of a future world champion at the age of 16. Black resigned, completely outplayed by the young prodigy. 1-0.